Hi, Sarah Banis here, Spectrum Weavers. I'm going to show you today in Brother Canvas workshop how to build your own SVG file, your own cut file. This is what we're going to build. We're actually not going to build it in Canvas, but it's for Canvas to cut on your scan and cut. Uh, we're actually going to build it in an external program called Inkscape. Inkscape is a free design program. A couple of places you can get it. Windows 10 users can go right to the Microsoft Store and download it there for free. The other option would be the trusted download source is inkscape.org. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go over to Inkscape. Already have it all set up. So when you first open Inkscape, it's actually going to be very small like this. Um, what you do to fix that is press the plus key on your keyboard, and that'll bring it up to size. The other problem, well, not problem, but the other thing when you first open Inkscape for the first time, all of these will be very small on the left-hand side. All of your tools. Go to Edit, Preferences. Uh, you'll click on Interface on the left-hand side over here. It's already been clicked on mine. And then just, it'll be like that. You'll want to drag it over to the right. And these will all say smaller, smaller. You'll want to click larger for all of them. 1, 2, 3. And then close it, close Inkscape, reopen it. And then you won't have to do that again. They'll stay the correct size from that point out. So this was the design we were going to do. Unfortunately, so this font, the script font, is one of my favorites. It's called Amisteri, but unfortunately, it just wasn't working out correctly on Inkscape tonight. There's an error in Inkscape somehow the way it works with Amisteri. Um, it was causing problems. It wasn't allowing me to work with it correctly. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and we're going to instead use another one of my favorites, this script right here, which is Shining Glory. And I got that like probably a month or so ago, and I love it. So we'll go ahead and just reduce this a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to use glyphs. Okay. So glyphs are, this M right here is a glyph. That's not natural. The T and the E. I think those are the only 3 glyphs on the script font. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you. First off, to type text, you'll click on this A, and then you'll go up to the top and you'll switch that to the font that you want to use. In this case, we're going to go to, didn't work. In this case, we're going to go to Shining Glory. Click on that, and then click on your workspace and type out not all storms come. Okay, and you can see here see how that M isn't the same as this M? This is a glyph. So I'm going to show you how to access and use glyphs. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is it's right in Windows. It's built into Windows, and that is called Character Map. Okay, I personally do not use Character Map, and I'll show you why in a moment. But some people, I guess, maybe probably just 'cause that's what they're used to. They prefer it. So in Character Map, when you first open it, you won't see this. What you'll see is that'll all just be it won't be the glyphs. Mine has already been moved to it. So, but the first thing you'll do is pick the font that you are working with. So the font. Just one second. Let me find this. Shining Glory. Okay. So the font that you have on your design program selected has to match the font that you select in Character Map or it won't work. So pick the font and then it'll automatically say Unicode. You don't have to change that unless it's different, but it shouldn't be. And then you click on this, go down to Unicode subrange, and then scroll all the way to the bottom, private use characters, and that's what'll bring up all your glyphs. Okay. I personally, excuse me, I apologize. This, you see how they're very difficult to see. I don't like the built-in character map. I use a character map in Windows 10. You can get it right in the Microsoft Store for free. It is called UI Character Map. Okay. And this is free, like I said. So you can see normally when you first pull it up, it's much larger. I've scaled it down a little bit just so that I can see what I'm doing over here and have the character map up. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'll show you. I mean, it's the exact same thing as how I just showed you on the built-in one, but I'll show you how to use this one. So again, we need Shining Glory. Have a lot of fonts. Oops. There we go. Okay, and so we're going to want to switch out that M. That is the one. And I'm actually not going to use the one that I used down in the design. I found another one that I like more. Let's go ahead. This one, Shining Glory, has a lot of glyphs in it, so it'll just take me 1 second to find the one that I'm looking for. That one right there is the one that I used in the design that I did. But I like this one a little bit better. So you click on it to select it, and then right here, the shortcut key, click that to copy, minimize, and now click on your design. Click on the letter that you want to remove, the one that you want to replace, backspace, and then right click and click paste. And that's all there is to it. That's how you use a glyph. So, and I actually didn't show you on character map, but it's the same thing. You right click to select it and then copy and paste. So anyways, let's go ahead and pull this up here. Okay. And I'm going to want to type out the 3 that are all that same font first. It'll be easier because I don't have to keep switching the font. So next will be some come. And then next will be to clear your path. Okay. And I'll go ahead and I'll link this font in the description. It's a great font. Oops. So click on my selector tool and move this and move this. Okay. And then again, I'm going to click the A and then I'm going to click up here. And now I'm going to switch to the sans serif where it says to disrupt your life. That is Kinsella. I will also link that. It's a great font. So Kinsella is a trio. There's hand, sans, and script. We want sans. Okay, and then we'll type out 2. Oops, why didn't it switch? That wasn't what I wanted to happen. Let's try that again. Okay. Kinsella, sans. Okay, so to disrupt your life. Okay, and then click your selector and move this over here. Oops, that accidentally changed. So we'll change that. So to change that back, you'll select it because I accidentally changed the font on that one. And then Click that, and then Shining Glory, and I'll change that. Okay, so now we have all four of those lines. The next thing that we want to do, and we'll switch all those. We'll actually work on the glyphs in a minute. The next thing that you want to do is this arrow. Now, this arrow is an extra in a font called Bohema. I think it's Bohema script. So first we have to select that font. Oops. Bohema ornaments. Oh, see how it switched over here again? I made that same mistake I did last time. So I'm gonna go to Edit, Undo, and what I need to do is see how this is still selected. That's why it's changing. So you need to select your pointer. It's not a pointer. I don't know why I call it that. It's a selection tool. Click off of that so that it unselects that. And now click back on your text tool. And now back up here and go to Bohema Ornaments. Okay, and now click on Page. And again, pull up the UI character map. And again, that needs to match. So you have Bohema Ornament selected on Inkscape. And now you need to find Bohema Ornaments on here. Okay. And I believe it's 46, if I'm correct. Let's see here. Yep, 46. Yep. Okay, so select that and then click this to copy, minimize, right click, paste. Okay, and now you need to click on your selector tool and you can see it's selected because you can see the arrows. To make something larger without taking it out of proportion, you have to press Control while you're pulling out. Okay. And this, you can see on the design, I flipped it upside down. So while it's selected, go to Object, and then go down to Flip Horizontal. Oops, that was wrong. Edit, Undo, Object, Flip Vertical. Someone doesn't know their vertical from their horizontal. Okay, so now we need these two hanging pieces right here. So those are also part of that part of that Bohema ornaments. So same thing, I clicked on the text tool, still Bohema ornaments is still selected. Click on my workspace, go back to my character map, and now I want those two hanging. This is one. Paste. And then click over here. After that one pastes, you have to click somewhere else on your workspace so that you have a whole new line of text, basically, is what it comes down to. And then again, go here, and then you need to click the other one, which is 54, and click copy, minimize, right click, paste. Okay, now you need to again click your selector tool. Okay, that's selected. Now press Control and pull out. A little bit too large. A little bit bigger, I think. This one I have going the opposite direction. So while it's selected, Object, flip horizontal, bring this up here like this. Okay, and then click on that to select it. Again, press Control while you're pulling out. A little bit larger. I think that's big enough. Oops. This right about right there. Yeah, I think that's perfect. I'm happy with that. Okay, and then the next thing that I'll do is I'm going to draw a box around those two, and I'm going to go to Object, Group. Okay, and then I'm going to bring down to clear your path. Now, obviously, so I'm obviously going off of this design that I already worked out this morning to save time so that you guys don't have to watch me go through, all kinds of glyphs and try to figure out what works and what doesn't to build the design. I built the design in advance, and now I'm just copying it to show you how to build it. But when you're doing your own, you'll play around with it. You'll try different glyphs and just see how different things fit together. Um, but this will give you the basics of how to do that. So I'm gonna want that larger. Press Control while I'm pulling out. Okay. And then I believe that is. I think it actually needs to be a little bit bigger. So that's that. And okay. Oh, I think that's going to be just about perfect. Now, just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, again, when you draw your box, so the way you draw your box is you just click right above it. So make sure that you're totally above everything on there, and then left click and draw the box around it. And you have to make sure that everything that you want selected is inside of that box. Okay. And then let go of it, and it'll kind of like suck around it so that everything is selected. Okay. And then what I want to do is I want to go to uh, Object, and then I want to go down to the very bottom, second one up from the bottom, Align and Distribute, and that'll bring up this over here. Okay. This is your Align and Distribute panel. And then you see where my pointer is right here? Go 3 over, and that says Center on Vertical Axis. So you want to push that. Okay, and then so you can see that this is touching this. On this particular design, I don't want it touching, so I'm going to select it, and I'm just going to inch it over just a tiny little bit. I just want that little bit of space there. So I think I'm happy with that. Okay, and now I'm going to select both of these, and I'm going to go to Object, and I'm going to go to Group. Okay. Now the next line up is some come. Okay. Now this line, um, we just have the E as a glyph. So again, select, click on it to select while your path tool or your selector tool is selected. Click on it to select when you get your arrows, Control, and then pull out. Okay, and this one looks like it's about that big. I might actually have done the glyph before I pulled it out because the glyph is going to make a difference on this one. Because that E is what we're switching out. So which E did I use? Okay. Oops. Okay. And now go to character map, and I need to switch this to Shining Glory. I wish there was a way just to type it in on here, but there's not. Okay, there we go. Shining Glory. Okay, now we need that E. So it is. this set right here. Okay, so select, copy, and this is already on my E, so I'll backspace, and then right click and paste. So again, click on the selector tool, and I want that smaller, so control, and I think that's probably almost perfect. Yeah, I'm actually, well, I'll make it just a tiny bit bigger. Select. I think that's just right there. Okay, so the next thing we want is this line. And then that needs to be just a little bit smaller. Not, well, actually not a little bit, quite a bit. So while it's selected, control, not that much. That much, I think that's good. Okay, click off of it and then click back on to select. This part, so generally what you do is you want on a design like this, you want this line and this line to be centered with this bottom ornament. So you'll see in a second how I do that. So let's bring this down here. I'm going to want that larger. So in the corner, control, stretch that out a little bit. And you know what? So that M is actually a different glyph. You can see this glyph right here that was used, but I like this glyph better that we chose in the beginning, and I was showing you how to use glyphs. I'm gonna leave it on that one. I like that one. So I'm gonna stretch this out just a little bit more. Okay. So now what I want to do here is I want this, and this centered. So I'm going to take this, move that, take this. Oh, that was not what I wanted to move. Edit, undo move. This is what I want to move. Move that. And now I'm going to draw a box around just these. And I'm going to go to object. Oh, it's not. I'm sorry. I was going to go to align and distribute to get my align and distribute panel up, but it's already up. So over here, align and distribute panel. Right here, center on vertical axis again. Okay, and that centered all of that. Okay, and now the next thing we want to do is just put these back into place. One, two. This you're kind of just, I mean, I guess we could have probably centered to disrupt your life. I mean, you still kind of can if you want to. You can just take these two like that, and then there you go. Okay, so that's perfect. Now that you have all of that done, now what you need is you need this right here. So this is in the extras of Amistary, which is the other design. That's that font that's as an excellent extra set. So click on your A, and then up here, where's that? Amistary extras. Click on your workspace, go back over to your character map, and go to too far, of course. Amistary extras. I'll link this in the description as well. Amistary extras is fantastic. You can see here. So you see these lines here all the time. I see people ask, what are the lines that everyone decorates text with? What is that called? What do I search for? Um, there isn't a name for it. A lot of the designers call it jazz hands. Um, the Amisteri has not one but two really nice sets of them. Another thing the Amisteri has is the Amisteri Extras is this right here, splashes. Everybody wants to know what you call the splashes. I don't know what they're called. No one has a name for them. I call them splashes. Um, but everything. These are all Amisteri Extras. So let me show you my favorite Laurel Amisteri Extras, and this is the one we're actually going to use, not the one that I originally used. So go ahead and select that and right click and paste. And then use your selector tool, control, drag that out some, about right there. And now click on it again, and you see how it gives you these handles on. Oh, I'm sorry, I actually take that back. Let me click off of that and then click on it to select it. Go to object and flip vertical. Oh, wrong. Told you I don't know my horizontal from my vertical. Object, flip horizontal. Okay. Now click on it again, and that'll give you your handles on the corner to turn it at an angle. And I might want this just a little bit bigger. Let me see here. Try bringing it over. Yeah, just a little bit bigger. Not a lot, but a little bit. Just about like that. And that is all there is to it. That is how you build a cut file. So now what you need to do, you cannot just take this and select it and bring it into Canvas. You actually need to turn this into a path, which is super simple. First thing you need to do is you need to ungroup everything. Okay, so object, ungroup. I think we actually grouped twice. Yep, so we grouped that and then we grouped these. Object, ungroup. So you have to ungroup all of your groups. So now everything is back to being its own. Draw a box around everything. Okay, and then click path, object to path. And then you have to, right below your selector tool is your edit paths by nodes. Click on that. And now these are all, so let me show you how you can tell. See how each letter is its own letter? Watch what happens when I click on one. See how it gets those nodes on it? Those nodes can actually be stretched out. Here, I'll just show you real quick. You can do whatever you want with the text now. Now you can actually edit the text. It's not the reason that you do it, but you can do that. So edit, undo. Okay, so now these are all, that's all a path now. Everything is its own path now. Okay, so every single one of those. So click off of it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of this. Delete. Oops. Selector. Sorry, Inkscape just froze up. Not responding. Give it just 1 second. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to get rid of that. And we'll get rid of this. Let me just tell you real quick before we go any further. Subscribe now. I'm going to try to come out with videos over the next couple of weeks, at least a few more. I do them pretty regularly, but I want to try to do some extra ones here the next couple of weeks. Just some skill sets that will help you along the way and teach you additional skills to be able to do things with your scan and cut that maybe you wouldn't otherwise know how to do. Also, join me on Facebook. I have a group of very friendly people that what the group is actually for is I add all of my designs there for people to use. I do allow commercial. I just add them to the files for people to use. Um, Not all of them, but most of them. I do allow commercial use, but I do expect people to respect my intellectual property rights and read the license in the pinned post and respect it and abide by it. Um, but join me on Facebook. It's a great group. I'll link that in the description as well. So make get rid of this. Okay, and then what you need to do is select all of this. And again, control. And oops, that didn't. You saw how it kind of stretched a little bit where it shouldn't have there. So I'm going to do that again. Sometimes that happens. And then I'm going to move it within this box. I don't know 100% that you need to do this, but I always do. I should probably test that sometime, not doing it. But I always put it within the box. And I think that's just a guide. I don't think it really matters. But now go to File and go to Save As. And ABC is my Works in Progress folder. So we'll use that. And we will name it Storms 1000. And drop this down to plain SVG. And then click Save. And now go over to Brother. Get rid of this. And this. And this. And in Canvas, I will click File, Import SVG, and then Desktop, ABC. And I named that Storm 1000. Open. Okay. You can get rid of that. It doesn't matter. I don't know why it always does this. It always brings up this black box. Just click on the box, click delete, and that's it. And it always makes this super small. But again, that doesn't matter. It's an SVG. Oops. So you need to draw a box around all of it. And pull that out. And there you go. That's your design. And that's how you do it. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask them in the comments section. And hope you learned something. Okay, have a great night.